I just got back from my trip to Morocco, which started great, ended not so great. And I'd queued up a few of the videos, I think four plus the intro. I'm absolutely delighted by your reactions. Thank you very much. I want to make another one quickly, actually, a couple quickly, because of something David Higgs said. And he basically spoiler alerted or spoilered what I was going to say, probably in a few, maybe a good 10 episodes worth of time. We talked about security issues being quality issues, and you're actually much better off improving the quality of your business processes and your IT than layering on all these cybersecurity tools. And David made the point, quite rightly, that cybersecurity tools are actually really, really good at finding issues. And this is something that I want to get to later, but I'll get to it now. And I think it's actually good timing, even though it's a bit of an interruption of the flow, it's good timing because it'll keep some of the more technical people, more tool focused people on board because they do drive great value. The thing is, cybersecurity issues are symptoms, and the cybersecurity tools are, like I said, really, really good at finding those symptoms. The problem is us then treating those symptoms as the issues rather than using them as the indicator to find the actual problem. And this is, we covered the incident rate or defect rate over time of other industries like aviation, manufacturing, which is this downward curve. I hope the video is doing the right direction. Downward curve with a very low residual. Whereas in cybersecurity, it is this endless high peak. Like it just keeps going up and up. And if you think, the example I like to give is vulnerability management. If you think about vulnerability management, you have, say, 10,000 vulnerabilities every year to pick a number, and you can't possibly remediate that many. Patching is complicated, it takes a lot of time, you don't have the change control for it, it's time consuming, the IT process wasn't built to facilitate all these things, so you have to prioritize. So I talk about using tools strategically, and usually when we think strategically, what we mean is, the tool, my CVEs or CVSS ratings, I've got low, medium, high, critical, I've got the internet-facing ones, I've got the ones that I know are being actively exploited because I've got threat intelligence, so I'll prioritize out of my 10,000, I'll prioritize the top 500 because that's all I've got resource for, but I've got the most dangerous ones, and that's the best I can do, and that's therefore the right thing to do. The problem is that you then have 9,500 remaining vulnerabilities, which are not critical, but they're still there. They still have a potential for something to compound and cause an issue. And they will add on to the issues you already had. And next year, you will have another 10,000. In fact, you will probably have slightly more. This will keep increasing, partly because we're not addressing the source. And so the source of the problem keeps growing because there's nothing holding it back. But you just end up with this ever increasing number of vulnerabilities, and you're just always increasing the resource you need and the cost of the business to try and manage that top 500 out of your 10,000 vulnerabilities. What we should be doing, and what I very often when I go to organizations is, you've got 10,000 vulnerabilities, but you look at them and say, where are they coming from? And it's staggering how few people do this, but you just look at them, it's like, you've got a lot of third-party patching issues, or how come you've got these operating system CVEs that are several years old, or 6 months, or 3 years old? Like why aren't they being picked up? Or hey, you have a lot of these things, they're random, but if I look at the hosts that they're affecting, they all seem to be your engineering function. So there's clearly something there. Or you're provisioning systems with certain faults over and over and over, and you usually end up with 4, 5, 6 business or IT process issues that account for maybe 50% of your issues. So instead of remediating 5,000 vulnerabilities, which we'd never be able to do, what you should be doing is addressing the 5 or 6 business process issues, which is absolutely doable in a year. And by doing that, next year you don't have 10,000 vulnerabilities. You've got 5,000 vulnerabilities. And then you repeat that process, and then you got 4,000, maybe 3,000 and 2,000. And then it's that decreasing rate of return, but it's still that downward curve as opposed to just running away from you, because you're actually using the tool and you're not treating the symptom like the problem. You're treating it as something that, I can pull the string on the symptom and find the actual underlying problem. And the more you do that, the more you actually address causes. It's likely done by affecting change somewhere else. So that creates an awareness of the problem and the responsibility that's somewhere else where they're actually originating from. And the other thing is, by addressing the root cause, the other part of addressing the root cause is that you are probably remediating issues that you're not even aware of. Maybe not right away, and sometimes the change will propagate and actually fix issues right away. But you may have an issue in a department that you don't even have visibility to. You don't know that you don't have visibility to it, maybe. But you have an issue somewhere that you don't even know about. But because you've changed the process that led to it being there, next time that infrastructure or system or whatever account access is refreshed, the changes you've brought in to the root causes will kick in, and those issues will go away, even though you didn't even know they existed. And this drives this continuing decrease in issues. And I want to talk about something else. I'm going to save that for the next video. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Follow the YouTube channel, do the like and subscribe thing. It's really pathetic to say those things out loud, but I really appreciate you guys' feedback. Thank you.